Hello, this is Charlie Donahue. I am in Mr. Cochran's fourth period class, and the date is the 14th of November 2012. I read a book for independent reading called Aragon. The basic storyline is that a boy named Aragon finds a strange stone, and then it turns out that it's a dragon's egg. So he gets a dragon, then becomes a type of warrior in the land called a dragon rider, none of which have existed for many, many years. And then his uncle's farm is destroyed by two minions of the Empire called the Razak, and he wants revenge. So with his friend, a storyteller named Broom, he goes out on the road to hunt down the Razak and get his revenge. But he ends up doing more than that, and yada yada yada. And he ends up in a really big battle. My first main character that I think is a really good one is, of course, Aragon, because he's the main character. He's about my age, so that's kind of cool. He's a dragon rider. That's pretty cool, and he can use magic. And he comes to a lot of decisions, and oftentimes he makes the wrong ones, but he learns from his mistakes. Can't go wrong with that. Second character is Broom, Aragon's friend, storyteller, and he's teaching Aragon a lot of stuff about magic and the dragon riders, and he talks a lot in riddles. So talking in riddles, you gotta like that. Also, character that I really like is Aragon's dragon, Sapphira. I think that's how you pronounce her name. He actually has Aragon has a mental link with her, so you can get her personality in the book. And she's very wise, even though in years she's much younger than Aragon. She's very much wiser than him. And she often sort of also speaks in riddles to Aragon. Not quite as much as Broom, and they have a mental link, so they can't really keep secrets from each other, so she's kind of smug. And I think that one last main character that I really, really like is a guy named Murtagh, who they meet along the road, and he's a very mysterious warrior. When he comes with problems, he just sort of shrugs them off. Hey, work with what I've got. And he's pretty cool in that respect. The setting of the book is in a place called, there's a pronunciation for it in here, I think it's Augustani, Angus, one sec. Alagasia. And it's a land inhabited mostly by normal people and animals, but there's also fictional creatures like dwarves live in the mountains. There's elves which live in a forest, and they're very elusive. And there's also these weird monster things called Urgles, or basically just big brawly humans with gray skin and horns and teeth. Kind of like Minotaurs, but not quite the same. And they're really dumb. And there's also magic, sorcerers and evil sorcerers called Shades. And then, of course, you've got the dragon riders, which are riding dragons, and those are usually elves or humans. The theme of the book is mostly, I think it's sort of coming of age, because the age that Aragon is the bridge that in his culture is it's the bridge between childhood and manhood. So he's going through a time where he's making lots of decisions, and it's a theme sort of about learning who you really are, what you're doing, and it's also got a magical sort of a theme, and of course there's a lot of fighting in it, so it's got an action twinge, but it's really a lot of mental, but it has the right amount of physical. Okay, so two of my favorite lines. This first one is when Broom and Aragon come to a bridge, and a weird greasy guy comes out. Hey, you gotta pay me to cross the bridge. And Broom pays him, and Aragon doesn't like it. And so this is their little conversation. Aragon starts. Why didn't you haggle? He skinned you alive, exclaimed Aragon when they were out of earshot. He probably doesn't even own the bridge. We could have pushed right past him. Probably, agreed Broom. Then why pay him? Because you can't argue with all the fools in the world. It's easier to let them have their way than trick them when they're not paying attention. Broom opened his hand, and a pile of coins glinted in the light. So that's pretty nice one. Just another bit of Broom's wisdom. Second one is Aragon is trapped by two Urgles, and he's just armed with his bow, and they've raised their shields, and he's about to release it. Okay. A word suddenly leapt unbidden to his lips. He shot, yelling, "Berserker!" And the arrow hissed through the air, glowing with a crackling in blue light. It struck the lead Urgle on the forehead, and the air resounded with an explosion. Don't need to hear much more than that. That's pretty good. My personal opinion of the book is really great. It's right on the line between physical and mental. It's got some emotion in there, and Sapphira is not just a big beast. She's actually a dragon with thoughts. I think it's really hits the fine point between over-action and non-action, and it actually sort of, the plot line makes sense, given the rules of the world. Like, magic takes energy. It's not like in Harry Potter, you just cast a spell. Hell yeah, I cast another spell, another spell, another spell, another. That's way easier than slashing the sword. In this book, magic is a little easier, but it takes your energy, so it's not really beneficial unless you really know how to control it. You know, stuff like that. It makes sense. It's not just random, poof, this happens, poof, that happens. It works. Just deal with it. It's actually explained. But yeah,